Hello, everybody. My name is Louis Wieland, and for the last 30 years, I have published the Community Profiles magazines that are distributed by the First Multiple Listing Service of Atlanta, which happens to be the third largest multiple listing service in the United States. It's growing rapidly, adding realtors in adjoining states such as Florida, Alabama, and Tennessee, and more to come, and including potentially, I think they're already starting in Colorado. But all the realtors need to use this website for listings, and First Multiple Listing Service also does the training for agents, and for the magazines are on that website. They're also on my website, atlantacommunityprofiles.com. There are several different magazines for different parts of the city. One is for the metro area, one is for North Fulton, one for Cobb, and one for Gwinnett. And they're all available in the three multiple listing service stores throughout the metro area. They are filled with information, valuable information about the counties and the communities, the schools, the hospitals, and they're designed to be helpful for new businesses and families moving into the area. They are gradually morphing to more of a business content than just a residential, but our goal is to be pretty much 50-50 with the next year's edition in terms of editorial content. So I'm also a commercial realtor with KW Commercial. If I can help you buy, sell, lease, or invest in commercial real estate, I'm more than happy to do so. My email is lou@louwieland.com. And today we are welcoming back our friend Senator Brandon Beach, who checks in with us from time to time about what's going on at the state and his various committees. And also he's president of True North 400, which is something he'll discuss with us because they've just recently changed the name of that organization from the North Fulton CID. So please help us to understand the name change, Senator, and what some of the recent projects are that you've been working on.
First, thanks for having me. It's always great to on your show. Thank you for what you do for the community. We've got a great community up here in North, and we've been very blessed with good schools and great growth, and we continue that. So we changed the name from the North Fulton CID to True North 400. We did that for several reasons. One, a lot of people, they got confused and thought we were a government entity. We are not a government entity. We're a private entity that can do things that governments can't do, and we can expedite projects. So we want to continue to build roads, bridges, do landscaping, work with the cities, Roswell, Alpharetta, and Milton on the greenways and the Alpha Loop and so on. But we also want to be a little more involved in economic development. And that was something that we thought we could do. We've got some members in our CID that, they've got office space that's vacant, and we've got to address that. We also need to address the repurposing of North Point Mall. We've got to make sure we redevelop that and make sure that doesn't become an eyesore. It's needs help, and it's needs to be refreshed, and we want to be involved in that. So we just thought 400 is our, lifeline, if you will, or our main artery. And then we love the name True North because that's what we're about. And we're going to continue to be involved in this community, both from an infrastructure standpoint and economic development and quality of life. So that's what that's all about.
Senator, what you have the three areas that you're addressing are Milton, Roswell, and Alpharetta. Is that correct?
Correct. Yes, we have Alpharetta is about 80% of our district. Then we have about 15% of Roswell, and then just a small amount of Milton. But we service all three cities. We basically start right there underneath, above the river, and go all the way up to Forsyth County line and go over towards Johns Creek and then towards Cobb County. We've got a great district. We have grown our CID through expansion and through um, property values going up. We have not raised taxes in 20 years. We're the lowest CID at 3 mills. Most CIDs are at 5 mills. We have maintained our 3 mills since day one, and we've grown through expansion and property values increasing is how we've grown. But so we're doing well. We've got a lot of developments. We just recently cut the ribbon on Davis Drive, small project, but it connected Papados to Top Golf right there from Mansell to West Side Parkway. So if you're going to go to Papados or to raise Killer Creek, you don't have to cut through the ice skating rink now. You have access. And that will spur some economic development right there at Davis Drive. We finished the triple left lanes on Windward, which was a good project coming northbound. Instead of 2 double lane left lane turns, you got triple left lane turns. And we widened the road to West Side Parkway right there in front of Cracker Barrel. And that's been great from a mobility standpoint and easing some congestion. So we're working on those type projects. Another project that's right at the tail end of our district, right up at Forsyth County, you've probably heard about a new 18,500 seat hockey arena being built. Vernon Krause has purchased right at 100 acres. They've cleared the land. They got their DIR approved from Greta and ARC, and they're going before the Forsyth County Commission to look at getting that zone the way they need it and their density that they need to build a very similar to the Battery, a mixed-use development with retail, restaurants, commercial, residential, and then an arena, and hopefully get a new National Hockey League team up here in North Fulton. We think we can support an NHL team and do very well with that. So we're hoping to get that in the next few months. Hopefully an announcement will come soon on that. But that could be a huge development, very similar to Avalon. And we think we can support all of this retail and residential. People want this mixed use development like the Battery. You know, when you look at the Battery, they had over 10 million visitors last year to the Battery. Only 2 million of them were when Braves were playing. The other 8 million visitors were when the Braves weren't playing. So even though the Braves are a nice amenity there, the Battery's been very successful on its own. And these developments can do that because they've got the mixed use, they've got the residential, the commercial, and so they always got people there. And these developments can do very well. And we think that development at the Gathering right there at the end of our district, that's where our district ends, is right there at that new interchange being built, McGinnis Ferry Road. And that's a new interchange that's being built. It was a $48 million interchange, and it should be done in the next 6 to 8 months.
Just to underscore the community improvement district concept, it is a self-taxing district that was formed in 2003 by a group of business leaders committed to maintaining and enhancing the North Fulton community with the goal of investing in a more vibrant and a sustainable North Fulton. True North 400 advances infrastructure projects that enhance the livability, walkability, and drivability of the entire community. Just thought I'd underscore that, Senator.
Yeah, Lou, we're a commercial tax base. We do not tax residential properties, just commercial taxes. And we take that money and we do design engineering, and we get projects what we call shovel ready, so that they're ready to go to, can go to GDOT and say, hey, we've got this project, the design's done, the engineering's done, the environmental's done. We're ready to put a shovel in the dirt and build the project. That's what we did with Davis Drive. That's what we did with the triple left lanes at Windward. The same, we did some of the engineering and the what they call an IJR for the new interchange up there at McGinnis Ferry Road and 400, because we believe there's a direct correlation between infrastructure investment and economic development and jobs. And so we want to continue to make sure we're investing in infrastructure. Listen, we've got a lot of great things coming up North Fulton. We're going to have 16 miles of new lanes coming up 400 from 285 for 16 miles, 2 lanes northbound and 2 lanes southbound. That's a $1.5 billion project from GDOT. We're also going to have bus rapid transit coming up the middle with buses from MARTA with 3 new stations that are going to be transit-oriented developments that are going to really spur the ability to get on a bus and go straight down to the MARTA station and get on a train. So that's going to be vital as we continue to grow. We look at this, and you've heard me say this a lot, Lou. We've really got 3 economic engines in our state that really spur economic development: Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport, the Port of Savannah, and then the World Congress Center and the Mercedes-Benz Stadium that's going to host another college championship, going to host the World Cup. Those are 3 main economic engines. I would now even argue there's a 4th economic engine in the state of Georgia, and that's the Georgia 400 corridor from 285 all the way up through to Forsyth County. You look at the technology companies that we have up here, the fintech business that dominates 285 and 400. So if you're out of town and you're in California and you hit your credit card, it's going to come through North Fulton. 90% of the credit card transactions are coming through 285 and 400 with all those companies based there. So we are a financial tech hub there, 285, 400. And then with the technology coming up 400 and the jobs, we as a state want to continue to invest in 400 because we know it's an economic engine for our state. And that's a good thing. So we just got to maintain our quality schools and have the amenities that people want to live here, and we'll be in good shape.
I just wanted to also underscore another thing too, and that is the 4 projects that you list on your website that were recently completed, and they are Encore Parkway Corridor Improvement, North Winds Parkway Extension, Windward Parkway Phase 2, Haynes Bridge Interchange, Landscaping.
Yep.
So congratulations. Those are monumental projects.
Well, Northwinds was big because it connected Jackson Healthcare, which has about 2,500 employees, right into Avalon. And then that was a critical road too for Gwinnett Tech. We had a technical college built there across the street from Avalon, right there at the corner of Old Milton and Northwinds, and they needed connectivity also. Then you see Evans Construction built a new headquarters there. And so we've got a lot of economic development that has occurred along that Northwinds, but it's also opened up some mobility for that area, which is good. Gwinnett Tech has been a real gem for us. You know, I will tell you, I used to think that all of our kids went to a 4-year college, and I'm still a proponent for kids going to college. But I will tell you, there are certain opportunities to go to a technical college, get certified in 18 months, and make $85,000 to $95,000 a year plus in these great high-tech jobs, whether it's cybersecurity or high-tech or healthcare. And we are training people at Gwinnett Tech, and it's been a huge, huge success. You know, we were the only congressional district in the state that did not have a technical college. So we went ahead a few years ago, bought that land, 26 acres, and we decided to get hooked up and really have a partnership with Gwinnett Tech. And now Gwinnett Tech is there. We actually want to build a new building there. We've got the land to do it. That technical college has been that successful. Glenn Cannon has done a great job running that university and preparing kids for jobs. And so a lot of companies want that technical education. You know, if you come out with a liberal arts degree from a college, you probably have to go back to technical college and get certified on something to get a really good job. And these technical colleges are good. We've got several areas that we will pay for your technical school if you'll go and get the certification.
That's extremely exciting. Just please do one more favor for me, and that is, would you elaborate further on that complex with the hockey plan and where that is again?
Yeah, it's going to be on the corner of McGinnis Ferry Road and 400 on the Forsyth County side. So if you're going up 400, you would take a right on the new interchange, and it would be on the northern side when you take that right there. It's going to be called The Gathering. Vernon Krause is the developer. He owns he's in the car business. He owns several car dealers, and he is putting this deal together. And he has applied for an expansion for a new hockey team. It looks like the NHL is going to come out with 2 new expanded teams, hopefully one in Houston and one in Atlanta. And we're hoping to get that. If that happens, then we would have a new NHL team, and we would try for a third time to support it. We believe the demographics and the people that live up here would support a pro hockey team. We think it would be a huge success, and it would be very similar to the Battery, not just for the arena, but for the commercial development that would occur there, the hotel, the restaurants, the retail, and the residential component would be a huge success there. It would be about a $2 billion project. It would be huge for the tax rolls to have that from a tax standpoint. I mean, you look at what Avalon's done, Lou. Avalon is in its 10th year now. And if you look at the halo effect from Avalon across the street, down the street, and then really connecting Thompson Street to downtown Alpharetta, and downtown Alpharetta has been redeveloped. I mean, it's beautiful with the new city hall and all the restaurants and retail and people walking and the park and the fountain. It's just a great way of life, and people want that. They want that sense of place, if you will, and a gathering spot. And I think that's what that development up there in Forsyth will do. It's not in Fulton County, but it's right on our line. That road is really the end of Fulton and the beginning of Forsyth, McGinnis Ferry Road. So we have half of that interchange in our CID district.
So shifting gears a little bit, Senator, you're a Republican. You were elected to the Senate in 2013. You represent District 21, which includes portions of Cherokee and Fulton counties. Your resume is outstanding and just amazing contributions to the well-being of our area. You were elected to the board of GDOT, right, in 2008, going back almost 20 years almost. So what? Then you were also on the Georgia Regional Transportation Authority. So you certainly are qualified to be involved with the Transportation Committee. Tell us a little bit about what you're working on and what's going on with transportation in the state.
Well, listen, again, as I said, there's a direct correlation between economic development and infrastructure investment. And when you look at the jobs that Governor Kemp has been announcing, we've got to keep up with the infrastructure. Let me be very clear. Government does not create jobs. The private sector does. But what government can do is create a conducive environment that is low taxes, less regulation, educated workforce, and infrastructure investment so that jobs can grow. And we've been the number one state to do business 10 years in a row. Started with Nathan Deal, and it has progressed under Governor Brian Kemp. And we're going to continue to be the number one state to do business because of our business climate and what we do to attract business. Businesses are fleeing New York. They're fleeing California because of taxes and regulation. And they can come here and they can do business and have an educated workforce and grow their businesses. So we're proud of that. And then, as I said earlier, we've got an airport. You can fly anywhere in the country direct, and that helps too by having Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport. So we've got all the tools in the toolbox to continue to be successful. And I think you'll see us continue to do that. And we're going to continue to invest in infrastructure to make sure that we can keep up with the growth that we're having. And it's a good thing. People are, like I said, fleeing California and New York and these states where there's high taxes and a lot of regulation and crime's out of control. We're going to continue to have less taxes, less regulation, educated workforce, and we're going to be very diligent on public safety and infrastructure investment to continue to create jobs. And that's what we've done. And we're going to continue to invest in roads, bridges, and our airports and our port to make sure we can continue this growth. And so that's what we're doing.
Status on the 400 interchange there, Senator. Could you give us an update on that?
That'll be done by first quarter of next year, and it'll be completely done, the interchange. And then they will go out to bid for the 16-mile extension of 2 lanes northbound and 2 lanes southbound. And that should be awarded by the end of first quarter of next year. And once they award that, they've already acquired a lot of the right-of-way. That project should move fairly quickly in the transportation arena. And so we're really excited about the 2 new lanes northbound and two new lanes southbound that will really open up mobility on the Georgia 400 corridor.
You're also a member of Economic Development Committee, Higher Ed, and Science and Technology Committee. Is that correct?
Yeah, and and the reason I'm on those committees, Lou, they all go together: science and technology, economic development, higher ed. All of those are in transportation and all go together. So I'm very proud to be on all those committees. I'm also on appropriations. And then I'm on something called Committee on Assignments, and that's when we meet every morning, the lieutenant governor, the president pro tem, the majority leader, myself, and a senator named Greg Dolezal. And we meet, we decide who gets on what committees, who gets what chairmanship at the beginning of the biennial. And then we meet every morning and decide where we're going to put bills and what committee to assign a bill, which is very important to make sure the bills that we want to move forward get in the proper committee to get properly vetted and can move forward. So that's a very important committee on assignments. And I'm proud to be on that. I was appointed to that by Lieutenant Governor Burt Jones, who's our new lieutenant governor, is doing a great job.
Well, you are one busy guy. You are on all the most important committees that could be, plus running the North Fulton or the True North 400. So I don't know how you managed to do that. I've heard of cloning each people, artificial intelligence, etc. You must have already got a leg up on that to do as many things as you're doing, and we greatly appreciate your great contributions to the well-being of our metro area and our state. And we appreciate the patience of your wife, who's got a pretty busy job too. I guess she's admissions director at
Kings Ridge Christian School. She is director of admissions and marketing, and they are growing, and it's a great school, and it's great to see that school grow. They're right at 1,000 students now. We've got great public schools, but there is a segment of our population that wants to have small classrooms and private schools with uniforms, and so they've done very well. So it's good. It's a great asset for our community.
Thank you. You certainly are an extremely good role model for our citizens, along with Chantel, your wife, and everything that you guys do as a family to promote the well-being of our metro area and state. So I know you are a busy guy, and you probably are running on to the next meeting, but we very much appreciate your coming on the show from time to time, Senator, just to keep us abreast of what's happening in a very important part of our state. That's for sure, the 400 corridor, and of course throughout the state with your various committee assignments. But thank you very much for your contribution.
Thanks for having me, and appreciate all you do by being involved in the community and the Chamber of Commerce and what you do. I see you everywhere, and we got to stay involved in this community to make it great. And so thank you for your commitment too.
I appreciate that. Thank you. And let's keep coming back from time to time to keep us abreast of everything that's happening in your bailiwick there, which is pretty vast. So thank you very much for watching, and have a nice day.